like, she keep on playing the cards for you, she go get that ring type thing. Yeah.
So Martell is over here doing a soft introduction of Aryon now. I mean, coleslaw now. Like, what is going on? Really? Okay. I mean, to me, it just shows how much power Melody had, to the point where when she was on the show, Martell wasn't talking about coleslaw, Aryen in any capacity. You know what I mean? To the point where, like, he talking about how she's a good girl, she's a good mom, she could get the ring and this and that. He was not saying that about a week ago, when Melody was still on the show.
That wasn't pleasant to her. Like, I called her peasant, which I regret now. But, me being in a relationship at the time, that kind of what prompted it. But I don't think like that about Aryon now. She's a good girl. She's very smart. A great parent. I feel that I'm lucky to even have her on my side. Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. And then when you think about it, nobody else want to film with him. He don't really have no storyline. Nobody really care about him and this conversation that he having with Destiny. So he has to kind of pull that whole, my baby mom, my child's mom, she may get a ring, I'm helping her get through nursing school, whole spiel. But what triggered me was the fact that Martell said that she's a good girl. When he said that, I was like, oh, really? A good girl? Okay, so I didn't know good girls mess with married men. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that is what qualifies as a good girl. That could be one of your components, is messing with married men. I thought that was, reserved to a certain kind of woman. Y'all know the names. Y'all can say the names. But good girl, that was never a label for a woman that sleeps with married men. So I was just like very surprised and shocked. I really feel like at the end of the day, nothing. And notice, he said something that made me think. He said that, oh yeah, if Aryen basically keeps playing her cards right, keeps being X, Y, and Z, she may get a ring. So that means that he already don't see her as a wife. Because, when you're somebody's wife, all you have to do is just be. You don't have to perform. You don't have to check off. You don't have to be this type of person or whatever. Generally, men like you for who you are, what you already got going on. It's nothing that you necessarily have to earn to get that title. I know Melody probably wasn't bending over backwards for him or whatever. He just seemed like, okay, I like what she's doing. I like, let's build together. Let's grow together. And he gave her that ring. So it almost feels like, I don't know, he could possibly be dangling the marriage certificate in front of Coleslaw in order for her to like jump, skip, and hop the way he wants her to. Because I feel like that's always could be, I guess, a power dynamic, a power move for him. Because, of course, she gonna want to be married. But if I was her, that would be a bad look. Because guess what? You signing up to be and experience the same thing that Melody once had to experience with you. Martell is not changing. He's not. Until I hear him say he did some intensive therapy and take accountability. Not just say, oh, I cheated on my wife, I shouldn't have did that. No. To understand like how those repercussions, sometimes the words, how those repercussions really affected a domino effect. He has to sit up there and understand why he was being selfish, why he decided to do the things that he wanted to do. Why couldn't he just talk to his wife about like things that he was experiencing before he sat up there and cheated? Because even if he did tell Melody, the fact of the matter is when you are in a commitment with somebody, you do have to tell yourself no. It's certain things you just cannot do anymore. And that's okay. Just like even as like Americans, as citizens, as human beings, we can do whatever we want, but there are certain repercussions, certain things that we can't do without experiencing consequences. And we have to tell ourselves no every day. You cannot eat 10 pepperoni pizzas every day. You can, but you cannot expect not to have consequences that affect your body because of what you're doing. Every action has a reaction, good or bad, or positive or negative. So I just feel like until Martell really does that, she's getting more of the same. Because guess what? She can go ahead, Coleslaw can go ahead and marry Martell, but it'll be another 20-something-year-old that may catch his eye, so you got to be careful. And I'm glad to see that also these tweets that I'm showing y'all from Twitter, people are saying the same thing. Like, this is not cool. He literally did call her a peasant on national TV. And it's just more so like she don't even care. That should be enough to cut it off. That's why I'm confused. Like Martell would never be able to say on national TV another thing. Oh, if she keep doing X and Y and Z, she could be your wife after calling me a peasant. Like, see, this is what I mean. Like, as if him marrying her is such a big deal. But I guess maybe in her mind it is. But it wouldn't mean that to me once you sit up there and talk about me on national TV. And then you want to try to blame it on Melody. Oh, it was because of the person I was with. No, it wasn't. You didn't have to say peasant. You could have literally said, the woman I'm dealing with, the woman that I had an affair with. You didn't have to call her a peasant. But that she was. You want to act like a jump off? That's what comes with it. You get called those names. Huzzy, Tramp, Jezebel. So. But, Tyrion's defense, I wouldn't care about his marriage anymore. I'm not going to sit up there and act like we a kumbaya, my lord, and taking happy pictures together like they showing online, like they showing, what we seeing on TV. So, to me, they may feel like they won the battle, but by Melody walking away, she won the war. So, I just wanted to tell y'all that was one of the scenes that kind of like sparked my interest, hearing him talk about her and their dynamics. And after all this time, I could even see if she got a proposal. But I don't like that whole dangling. She played her cards right to me get a ring. Boy, bye. So, this is where I wish that... See, but then again, you have to think about it like this. I was going to say, I wish Aryen had more self-esteem. But a woman like Aryen already wouldn't, because she sat up there and messed with a married man. Instead of being... She's so bad, she's so fine. How come she couldn't get a man of her own that wasn't already taken? She had to take somebody else's. With Melody, put hard work in. What she likes about Martell had a lot to do with Melody. Because, the man that finds a wife finds a good thing. A woman will mold and shape a man. At first, maybe he couldn't dress. He didn't know how to treat and court a woman. So that was Melody's hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into that relationship to make Martell even attractive to her. So it's all good. That's why it's always going to be a difference between a wife and a side chick. They don't compare. Because Melody wouldn't even be in the type of situation like coleslaw is to begin with. And like they said, water always seeks the same level. So I'm glad Martell is being with somebody that's more on his level. Because a woman like that, she has no shame. None at all. And to be in the places that Martell seems like he wants to be, he needs a woman with a little bit more coof to her. I really feel like Aryen don't got that. So I hope, let her get her nursing license or whatever she's doing. Help her through that. Because the ring is a totally different thing. The ring didn't mean a thing. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the tea that's going on with the show so far. It's some other things I'm going to come on and talk about. But, I just had to give y'all a little something about this. And I want to start going live, showing my face again so y'all can see me. We can talk and chat and bust it up. And y'all can tell me how much y'all not liking the show. But you know what? Someone said something very interesting. I'm going to see if I have the tweet that I can put in here. And they was like, it's the same old storyline, same old drama. And I'm like, kind of is. It kind of is. But, I'm seeing things through a whole different perspective. Because I definitely want to talk about Trish, Marquise, and Ken. I didn't like, if y'all watched it, I didn't like Trish's friend jumping in the conversation. That's between them two exes, those two people that got kids together. Sometimes family and friends got to stand down when it comes to like people's relationships, and as they going through it. Trish wasn't in no type of danger or anything like that. He didn't jump in her face or nothing. So I would have stayed out of it, because we seen it before. We seen, we get on our friend's side. They hyping us up. We all, the guy this and that, or, vice versa, if it's different gender. And then next thing you know, they back together. So it's just like, I learned my lesson. So I just sit up there and be a moral support. But I don't want to make an enemy out of the ex. Just in case my friend may go back and have me all hyped and riled up over nothing. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. Can y'all believe Martell sitting up here trying to act like he really want to marry this girl, talking about her? But notice, he couldn't do that while Melody was on the show. Yeah, so who got the last laugh? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.